Hey up guys, what's going on and welcome back to York City. Sheffield Wednesday beat us. They scored early on. We actually had the better of the match by the end of it. But realistically, reasonably even. Can't complain too much. It's a loss away. Sheffield, it was sort of to be expected. They have actually slipped a second technically at this point, just on goal difference. Not technically, that's how football works. Looks like the rest of this lot didn't really capitalise all that much, as we still have a 2-point gap over 7th. So no real change there. Derby, Stoke, still 6 points behind. They can get back into it if they want to. But these are the rest of the games playing today. Bournemouth have already won their match against Huddersfield and Norwich have progressed past Palace. So these are the remaining 6 games. And really, we've got to pay attention to this Liverpool one and this Man City one because they're the 2 big 6 teams left in it. The only 2 left in it. And apparently we have played Newcastle before. I suspect it was a friendly. That's quite a list of players not available. 3 of them starters. But that does mean today's team is as follows. Dronen in goal, Davila on the left, Borges and Edgar in the middle, Schall at right. Defensive line, fine. Lenters in the anchorman, I have changed it to that permanently now. With Nacelle and Carter in front of him. And then Madeira, Eversback in the winger positions and Shot up front. Persevering just because he's the only one who's scored goals. Just eyeing up Stephen Robertson's 15 goals out on loan. Admittedly, he's playing in the Vanarama. Also realised I can have King on this one because don't give a damn about homegrown players. Same applies to Van Gastel. So we're just looking at their team and surprisingly not massively different. I see a few people aged out of it. I suspect Dubravka's probably 34-ish at this point. But they've still got Lascelles, still got Longstaff, Almiron, Sam Maximan. That's a big hold, really. Acquired Nakatia, Stacey at right back from Bournemouth. Jude Bellingham, they've acquired the youth prospect. Suspect he's quite good now. How good has he got so far? Okay then. 21, folks. He's 21. And to have a quick look at their regens, he's got the number 8. Yeah, he's good. Only worth 17 million though somehow. 19. And the left back, decent. No better than Schall though, apparently. Oh, and Callum Chambers, of course. I can see his face there too. Paulinho, Rebic on the bench. Yeah, some decent players, but struggling in the Premier League because fine. Now's the time to do the media one, and quite a few players motivated. Great, leave it at that. Yeah, let's get the scores for the other 6 games. West Brom beating West Ham. Actually, no, that's not that much of a surprise. They're both Premier League at this point. Notice Man City have scored. And so Liverpool. So, Big 6 looking to stay on. I mean, there's nothing going on in our game, so I might as well talk about theirs. But yeah, Premier League teams on top at this stage. In every game. Oh, there's a highlight. 43 minutes into the game. Hello. Shot scored. Literally about 3 seconds worth of highlight and the ball's in the net. But I'll take it because it's a goal. Sort of literally out of nowhere. This is like straight from the corner. Bang. Still forgot to take Nacelle off corners and apparently it doesn't make a difference anyway because his woeful penalty, like his corner taking, I nearly called it woeful there. I can't have a look at it because his corner stat is 6. His crossing is 9. Technique 15 though. Only worth nearly 4 million despite being a League One player. Performance-wise though, sensational. Some focus, Borges is stressed. Turned him around. So right now we're the only upset. Which is, interesting. Lent is on a 7. No booking for him just yet in that Anchorman role. Basically, according to the things that list underneath it between Anchorman and ball-wing midfielder, the only difference between those 2 roles is the fact that Anchorman doesn't tackle harder. Otherwise, the instructions are identical. So that's why I changed it to Anchorman. Because I'm fed up with the yellow cards. And red cards for my defensive midfielder. Nacelle whips this one in. Highlight did begin with this corner. I actually think it did. There was a brief flash, but I think it actually started with this corner. Slightly worried by the turnover events here, my goalkeeper being, I suppose they charged down by 2 players, but they decided to back off for no real reason. Rodrigo, though, back to the goalkeeper again. Had to work for it a little bit more that time round. Edgar brings it out to Schall. Schall's been hassled by 2 players, manages to get it through to Eversback, who then undoes all his good work, but then makes up for his mistake. Eversback, That's all I can say about that one. Eversback again on the ball here through to Shot. Ricochets off number 10, I think, but brings it inwards to Carter. Instead, Nacelle now. Straight to Lentas. Eversback. Gets it through to Madeira on the opposite side, and straight at Johansson. This came from that highlight, so it's going nowhere. Would you look at that? It went nowhere. Except for another corner. I eventually got rid of the corner cycle, and play is sort of working mostly okay at this stage. Rebic has come on. Laidlaw's got on the end of this. Didn't lose it to 13. I presume that's Davila. Nicatia's slid it wide, I would say there. It wasn't the most forceful of shots. Right, we'll make a change. And whomever the best player is to bring on for... Oh, Remy Davis is actually 2.5-star Mazzala attack. What? Statistically, he's not great. But alright. Apparently in that position, he's just as good as Carter. So we'll bring him on for a rare appearance. Liverpool Wolves has gone to 2-2. Man City dealing with their game, though, quite handily. Now we'll bring Alonso on this left-hand side. And I think I saw someone on 67. Yeah, that was Ebersbach. Let's get Van Gastel on this other side as well. There we are. Just a little bit more legs up front on those wingers. Terrorise those back lines as much as possible, you guys. Shout, Nacelle. That involved none of them. Laidlaw is forced back to Johansson, and two of us actually do charge down their goalkeeper, unlike what we saw from them. Rebic gives it to Shout by keeping it in. They said they'd fixed that, but they haven't. Rebic has tackled it back again. Dealt with our defence quite nicely. Nakatia smashes it at Gironan. Almost a carbon copy of the smash that we smashed at Johansson. They got a corner. It goes nowhere. See, there we are. Well, it's a 1-0. Nobody gave us a chance. Oh, by the way, most amusing thing after the Sheffield Wednesday game, despite the fact they are second in the table and technically joint on points, the Brainiac in the top left-hand corner from the sports page said that thought the teams... He was very surprised that Sheffield Wednesday had managed to win at home to us and thought the defeat would have hurt us more than it hurt Sheffield Wednesday. So I think he's blind. Liverpool won in extra time. Oh, bloody course they did. Well, that's £430,000 basically, and we do progress from the 5th round. Now, last time we got to the 5th round and came up against Tottenham, of course, where we were swiftly punted out. Our run through to Tottenham wasn't the most challenging run. We did have to get past a Huddersfield side that was then promoted. This time we have had to play 2 Premier League sides, but they're 2 Premier League sides fighting for their survival, and may not be giving it too much. And he had a solid game. Crazy wasn't thinking about the future. Of course, I'm thinking about the future club. I'm also thinking about the fact that experienced players are too expensive. Would I like to make Victor Schott a permanent member of the squad? Not really. I mean, if he scores, sure. Excellent. Quarter-final draws. Last 8 teams, only Championship one left in it. And arguably, actually, no. West Brom are doing okay. Norwich would have been the preferable one, I think, from what I remember the Premier League table without looking at it. But Man City get Norwich, Liverpool get Bournemouth. So, yeah, West Brom are actually 8th. So arguably, they were they're level on points with Everton. Now, Everton, West Brom and Southampton, I think, are all in that draw. So they're all on the same tier as such. But so, yeah, you would argue Norwich and Bournemouth would have been the 2 that were preferable in that particular draw there. And, guess which ones Liverpool and Man City got? Oh, yes, it was those 2. Would have been nice to see someone else win the FA Cup. Could be a surprise for all we know. Not likely. And you know what? It's Friday. That FA Cup match didn't take quite as long as I thought it would. It was a pretty straightforward 1-0, bang, done. You can watch Swansea as well. Judra's nearly back. He's back in training in a few days' time, and obviously his rehabilitation will take a little bit longer beyond that. Need to sort out the home ground situation because FA Cup ruined that. So in terms of the starting lineup, the only change is bringing Wilson back into the first 11 because he's not banned in the Championship. Probably will be after this match. Why not? It's Friday. Have a little fun. Interesting formation. Good team talk. A lot of motivation. And off we go for the 37th game of this Championship season. Depending on what happens behind us, of course, is something we need to pay attention to. Bring the Championship scores back up. Oh, I love it when they does that. Derby currently butchering their hopes. So Palace, who are 2-0 down within 6 minutes at Leeds. Villa is up here, though. Straight at the goalkeeper. Swansea a bit of a passenger team in this season. They've not really been near the top at any point, and they've not really been near the bottom at any point either. just comfortably mid-table the entire time. So along with Blackburn and Bristol, they've not really challenged either end of the table at any point. Birmingham really too. Shots through, not... Yeah, I mean, Oxford, Middlesbrough, Lincoln have obviously all been in these bottom three. But now, Oxford at least seem to have a little bit more of a buffer. All these teams have sort of challenged at the top end. Watford were at the top end at one point and then decided just to be rubbish. Swansea have scored. Whilst I was giving you the general update of the season of the Championship. But yeah, I barely had to talk about Swansea or Blackburn. Bristol had a decent start, actually, now I think about it. Sorry, I just skipped that out of instinct. Madeira. I forgot I was actually bringing you this live. Davila. Newcastle on the edge of the box. Oh, he doesn't do them often, but he does them well. Casual reminder, I think his long shot ability is about 7. We'll watch this one in 3D though. Davila. He's only scored twice this year, despite basically playing the entire time, but that's a goal. That's even better in 3D. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. It's 8. His finishing is 6. The average to 7. 6 finishing, 8 long shots. That's the goal he scored. Chow forward to Ebersbach. Back to Chow. I'm persevering with Ebersbach because he's got potential theoretically. Dronen. Intercepted. Borgia. Through to Grimes. Patrick Bamford is at Swansea. And it looked a certain goal. It looked like it was going wide to me, but we saved it all the same. Appreciate it. We are second best. I'm far from pleased. Davila is demotivated. Don't know why. He got the assist. Doesn't look like anyone's capitalising. Madeira, wide. Yeah, it doesn't really look like anyone's capitalising behind us. Here's my pause and just bring you an update. Oh, Crystal Palace have almost got back into the game. They've just gone back down again. Brentford not beating Preston. Nottingham Forest not beating Watford. Luton not beating Blackburn. Yeah, so draws for basically everyone behind and Derby are losing. So are Fulham. I almost feel like we're going to get in the playoffs by default. Almost like how we won the league last time by default. Well, it felt like we won it by default last time, just because everyone else was just had occasional rubbish patches. We'd sort of got through the season without having a massive run of bad form. Everyone else sort of did last year in League One, which is how we ended up winning, I feel like. It was only 2 points clear by the end of the year, but so it wasn't like we ran away with it. Madeira. In fact, we did have one bad run of form. It was at the very end. Ebersbach scored. We're now winning. We're now 5th, properly. What's happening? We can't afford to be promoted. Being in the playoffs help our reputation, though, I would imagine, even if we lose them. Shows that we're a team that want to be there, that can be there. Might draw in a few players. Shaw's tired. So is Ebersbach. He scored, but he's tired. As is Davila on the opposite side, actually. And Lee Tao on for Ebersbach. Watson's not picked up a yellow card, though, which is notable. Rodrigo, wide. Oh, it's 4 minutes. We're in the injury time. I was about to make a third change, but there's no real point. And pretty even game that we come out on top of. Apparently no one gave us a chance. Again. We're 5th. At some point, someone is going to have to give us a chance. We're 5th. Got on a cell. Again. What's his average for the season at this point? 7.3. It's down. Down a little bit from the last 2 years, but he is fighting in a higher quality of division, technically. Only the 6 assists and the 2 goals so far, but 5 player of the matches. I don't understand it. By the way, I won Manager of the Month for these 2 months. Unsurprisingly. We'll obviously bring you back for the quarter-final. It's 2 games away now. Probably tack on Birmingham after it, potentially, depending on how long. West Brom's not too far from Birmingham, is it, either? We might as well just stay the week. Yeah, depending on obviously how highlight-filled the West Brom quarter-final is, we may do Birmingham with it. We may not. Who knows? Until then, have a great weekend. Ta-ra.